Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Russian Club. In today's video, we're gonna learn how to write beautifully in Russian. Let's go. If you are a complete newbie, you never used any kind of cursive, so maybe it is better to start with elements. All those beautiful letters consist of the same kinds of elements. So for you, it would be a nice practice to start with those. For today's video, I am going to use this workbook, and you are free to order it on Amazon, but you don't have to. A simple piece of paper would work. And we start with the very first letter. It's a letter A, but this letter has two versions of writing. So the first one, you see there is a recommendation. You start one line up, then another one down, and this little thing in the middle. Here, follow the lines, one and in the middle, up, down, the middle. Pretty simple, right? So you can try on your own, like that and like that in the middle. Beautiful. The second version, the beginning is the same, and then the difference is that in this part, you keep going up. So you go up, down, you land here, and you keep, oh, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing, iPad? So you keep going. 1, 2, and you keep going. So choose one of these and practice. The second letter, we start with capital letters, goes like this and this. This is letter B. 1, 2. So it's two things. One element, 2, like a little roof. Again, you can follow instructions on your own. 1, 2, 1, 2. At first, it takes much more time. Then, of course, you'll be writing really fast. And the next step, just try on your own. B. Feel free to pause this video and try writing on your own. The next letter, we start here. You see this first element? We continue it like that. And then the second little cover. Pretty ugly here. 1. Whoop, like that. So it should be fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, you can follow the lines here, or you can start doing it yourself here. Letter G is my favorite. Literally 1, 2, 1, 2, going 1, 2. Or some people do it up. 1, 2. So you should choose which person you are. 1 and 2, or to the bottom. 1, 2. Russian D is very beautiful, and you should write it in one turn. You go down like this, little tail, and like that. Going down, little tail, like that. 1, 2, 3. 1. Yeah, so make sure you put it here on this line. It should not be flying around. No. D. The next one is much easier. It's like backwards 3. It's letter Y. Y. The next letter is yo. So it is the same letter, just don't forget these 2 dots. This is what makes them different. Yo. Without dots, it's ye. With dots, it's yo. Yo. This one is a nightmare for many people. So step 1, this element, then we keep going from the bottom here. We came to the bottom. We keep going up. Then we put it to the bottom. and then going up again and like that. So in reality, it's fast. Here, 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 here. Actually, this is one of my favorites because it's so beautiful. One, up, down, up, down. Amazing. It's like exercising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes perfect Ж. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, much easier in printed ones. Yeah, but if you want to make it more beautiful in cursive, of course, we do it this way. Much better. This is letter Ж, and it doesn't exist in English, which makes it even more beautiful. So again, 1, 2, 3. So again, if you have problems, just work on the elements separately. This, that, and the middle element is like this. All together 1, chuk, 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 and next one. Letter Z. Perfect. Just looks like 3. Z. Blink, 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 blink. Perfect. Like a little 3. I don't think you need too much practice here. Russian capital E is beautiful. E. So you start with this beautiful element, 1, and go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So one more time, you follow the lines. 1, and going up, 2. 1, and closing. 1, and closing. This is capital E. Short E, the sound U. It is the same letter, we just end this little detail on top, a little roof. Y. But yeah, it is the same. Раз, два, три. Or you can start more ugly like that. Very simple. Rook, rook, rook. But this one is more elegant. 1, 2, 3. 1, covering, and the roof. 1, covering, and the roof. Y. Russian letter K, sound K. This element goes first, and then we simply add a little bit here. So again, 1, and you do this. 1, and this. For letters like this, I do recommend practicing with elements. So try working with this first. 1 like that. 1 like that. 1 like that. And then add this little thing and you will make it Russian K. The next one is L. Nothing easier than Russian L. Up, down, up, down, and do it faster. Tuk, 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 tuk. Just like letter A, without that little dash in the middle. L. Then we have Russian M. Up, then this element in the middle, and the third one. 1, 2, and 3. And faster. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This makes Russian M. M. Russian N. 1, 2, 3. Or there is another version. 1, 2, 3. This one is more beautiful, but for some reason I meet this one more and more. Just 1, 2, 3. It's basically the big N that looks like English H. 1, 2, 3. N. O, of course. O. The best letter possible, but actually mine look ugly. O. Yeah, my handwriting is terrible, so maybe that will encourage you. If Russian language teacher has terrible handwriting, you should not bother. O. Russian P. So the first step you can start up, down, and like that. Up, down, and the roof. Up, down, and the roof. Up, down, and cover. This is Russian P. Again, you see the instructions here, a little arrow showing where to go. Don't miss it. Russian R is interesting. You can meet it like this, up, and a roof. You see here it's not the same roof like that, like we had in other letters. No, 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 no. Here it's a little bit like this, like a little mushroom top. So again, this, and you cover. Sometimes you will meet something like that, something like more like an English P, but this is the official version with this coverage. So choose the one you like and stick with it. This is Russian R. Russian S. Just remember that this letter means only S in Russian. It doesn't have any other sounds. It can't sound like K. Okay, I see it a lot among students. So please remember, this is S. S. Sorry about this mess. I'm just so not used to doing it with my special pencil. I'm used to do it actually on paper, not on my iPad. Okay, the next letter is T. T. So T is a little bit tricky because normal print T is like this. What can be easier, right? But no, you see, first we go up, then down again, and then we cover it with a little roof. So one more time, we go up, then put it down, then the third leg like a little table, and then we cover it with a tabletop. It's actually easy to remember. Table, T, yeah, the same letter. So Russian T even looks like a little elegant table and the tabletop. 1, 2, 3, and the tabletop. Russian T. Russian U. Again, nothing too much. One element, раз, два. There are two versions. Again, you can do it up and down. Depends on your hand. For example, for me, it is easier to write it down. For some people, it's easier to start from the bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 from the bottom, 2. So choose which version is easier for you. Russian F is beautiful like this. Then a little circle here and a little circle here. 1, 2, 3. Again, you decide if it's easier for you going from the bottom or from the top. Both would work. There are no strict rules, trust me. As long as your hand is feeling comfortable, doesn't matter. But just for making it easier at the beginning, there is a instruction. Russian letter H sounds like H, and it's pretty easy. 1 and 2. Yeah, nothing special here. 1, 2. To the left and to the right. To the left, to the right. Russian H. Russian letter C. 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 Starts like E. You already know that. What makes it different is this little tail, and this tail usually goes under the line. This is important. You can't position it like that in the middle of two lines. No, this is wrong. It should sit on the line and this tail goes lower. Okay, so let's start again like E, and this little tail goes under. E, and the tail goes under. E, and it makes it ts. Russian letter ts. Chuk, chuk. E, and a little tail. Again, 1, 2, 3. Russian che looks like U, but this one goes in reverse. The same element in the beginning, same going down, but the tail looks right. That's che. Chuk. Che, to the right. Same element and to the right. Che. Chuk, chuk, chuk. Che. Russian letter sha sounds like sh, sh. So this one consists of several easy elements. Again, just make sure you don't forget one line because it will turn it to letter E. So you see, 1, 2 makes it look like E, and the last one will make it sha. And without stopping, it would look like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So again, it's all a matter of practice. Sh should be fast. But at the beginning, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sh. And again, just a tiny tail to turn it into sha. 1, 2, 3. And just like in letter ts, this little tail goes under the line. This is what makes them different. Make sure you put this tail under the line, okay? Under, below. 1, 2, 3, 4. This little tail. But don't make it too long. It should be just a tiny bit under. And it already makes it obvious that it is not sha, it is sha. Russian letter e is easy to write. Just backwards symbol like that and a little line in the middle. Okay? Backwards and in the middle. Backwards and in the middle. E. E. Russian letter U. Again, check out the order. First goes this line, then this little connector to the right, and one circle. So it looks as if it looked like 10, right? Just holding hands. 1 and 0 are holding hands. Yeah, 1, 2, 2. It makes U. U. 1 little element and 0. U. Letter Ya. This is the last letter of Russian alphabet. 2, 3. There are several options. So here you see the first version where you do this element first and then you close it. 1 like 9 and at the bottom. Some people start it like A, like this, and do it like that. So again, check which version works for you better. 1, 2. So it's all up to you. 9 and closing makes it Ya. Chuk, chuk. Or you can even start with like this at the top, as if you're writing 9 and like that. So there are different versions of this. Ya. Again, it's all about speed. So try and see how does your hand feel more comfortable. Lowercase letters are pretty simple usually. You already know, a little circle and like that. I'm sure if you know English watching this tutorial, you probably know how to do a little oval and a little line to the right. Easy. Russian lowercase b. We have this element again. It is very common for all lowercases, for most lowercase letters. So we start with this and then just a little line, a little tail above. This will make it b. A lot of people get creative and do stuff like that. So you can do it anyway. So the main idea is to have this one starting in the middle of the line, like this, in the middle, and then going up and then leaving some kind of a tail above. One, going up and leaving a tail. What kind of a tail it is doesn't matter, so it's up to you. But kind of the easier, the better. B. Russian lowercase v. We start in the middle of the line. Раз. In the middle of the line. One. Like that. Like that. Like that. So it's in one move. 1, 2. We start up and close in the middle. Like that. Going and closing. Russian lowercase g is simple. Just this little thing. Whook. You start like that and just like this. Like that and you let go. 1, 1, 1. Easy. Some lowercase letters will have those longer tails. Longer. Remember we had a tiny one in C, but some of these will have the long ones. This is important. So letter D starts with this element we already know, and it has a long tail under this one, okay? 1, 2. The tail should be long. This is important. This little element, and it goes down. Important. D. Y is simple, like that, and like that. Nothing special. Start in the middle, like this. Yo, again, don't forget 2 dots. Make sure you keep it in the middle of the line. Yo. Like that. Yo. J, my favorite. It is just as the big J. So everything is the same. 1, 2, 3. But it just stays in half of the line. So this is the full line. It stays right here in the middle. 1, 2, and 3. So if you mastered the big J, you have no problem doing the small one. Russian Z is the one with that long tail again. So we start with this element and then we add this long tail under the line. 1, and going a little bit up, we do this. 1, a little up, like this. 1, a little up, and the tail. 1, tiny bit up, and the tail. Again, slow. 1, up, and the tail. Z. Again, in writing, you'll do it fast. 1, 1, 1. It's actually much easier to write fast in cursive than it is to write slowly. Russian E, like that, just like the big one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. 1 and from the top. 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 Again, you see the order here. 1 and we cover it. Same with short E. Again, remember, we simply add this little element on top and it makes it Y. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The principle is the same. Again, make sure you keep it in the middle of the line, right here. Russian L is easy. Again, just like the big one, make sure it just stays lower. L. The big one goes all the way up. The small one is the same, but it stays lower. 1 and 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, this one is super simple. Small m, again, is just like the big one. I like these letters a lot. They are much, much easier to write because they look exactly as the big ones. Same with n, just like the big one. So if you mastered the big one, no problem, just keep it low, keep it low, keep it low. O is all the same, easy, not gonna dwell too much on this one. Russian lowercase p surprisingly looks like English N, so make sure you don't confuse those. So it starts one and like this, one like this. It's p, p, vertical and to the side, vertical to the side. Russian p. Russian r, lowercase. Again, you can meet this version, but again, make sure it goes under the line. It does have this tail, so it can either be this or it can be this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 2 versions. Just make sure that this thing lies on the line and then it goes down. 1, 2. So this element should be on the line. S, simple, nothing changed except for, again, it's small, lowercase, but the principle is 100% the same. Russian T looks like English M, so unfortunately it might be confusing. We start with one element and then another, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 more. Or like here, you start 1, 2, 1, 2. Several versions. Again, choose what suits you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The next one is U. U starts with this simple element. And again, tail. Tail goes under. Starting in the middle, going under the line. 1 and going under the line. In the middle, under the line. Again, 1, 2. 1, 2. Again, make sure it doesn't go over. It lays on the line and goes down. U. U. F is easy again. Whoop. Whoop. So again, it is just like the big one. The only difference is, again, it goes under the line. Under the line. This is important. 1, 2, 3. Several versions. For faster, you can do it this and like that. But the beautiful would be proper like that. You would do it first, then down, and like that. 1, 2, 3. Russian H, letter H. Again, just like the big one, no difference. Just like the big one. I'm sure you already mastered the big ones. Again, C, just like the big one, just make sure this tiny tail, C, goes like that. C, jick, jick, jick. So it should be under this big line. C, C. Chia is a little tricky. You see, this is the middle of the line. So we do this little element right in the middle and we put it like that. 1 and we make it stand on the line. 1 and make it stand. It's chia. Chuk, chuk. And then we have a little sha. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, and we cover it. So it's as if 2 E's merged together. Remember E, as if 2 of them kind of merged. Sh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, what makes it different with sh, a little tail that goes just a little bit. That goes under the line just a little bit. Make sure it doesn't go all the way there. No. Tiny bit. Normal sha and then sh. Little tail. Sh. Now we have a very interesting letter called hard sign. Твердый знак. Guess why we have it only now? because it doesn't exist in uppercase, because the words cannot start with this, because it's silent. It's a silent letter. So we don't pronounce it. We start as che, just little thing in the middle, and like that. Yeah, chuk chuk, and like that. Chuk chuk, like that. Little tail, and like this. Hard sign. U. Again, there is no capital U because there are no words in the Russian language that start with this letter, so it cannot be capital. So we start like that, and then we continue and add a little line. 1, 2, 3. 1, like little English B, then in the middle, and like that. 1, up, and put it on the line. Again, 1, starting from the same position, and like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Soft sign is simple, just from the middle, a little drop like that. Whoop, whoop. There is no tail here, so that's what makes it different. It looks like English B, again, like printed like that, but tiny bit or diagonal. Chuk, chuk, chuk. This one is very simple. Looks like the big one element like that backwards, and a little line in the middle. 1, 2, 1, 2. U, again, just like the bigger U. Remember, we did it as if it's 10 holding hands. So like 1 and hand and 0. 1 hand and 0 makes it U. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. U. And the last one again, 1 little circle and back. It's ya. Again, it's just like the big one. Make sure it stays under the middle of the line. This is the big one and this is the little one. That's the whole difference. It is important, after you master the isolated letters, it is important to practice in words with connections. So we start with A. You see, some letters will end here at the bottom. To continue, you simply go from that very same. So you end it here and you go up and you start E. So it goes A, E. Look again. A, right? And we are going from the bottom to the middle of the line where E starts. If you don't understand, again, try doing it separately, A, E, and then try again. A, you see A continues up, so you should connect them. Here, they are not separate. Or that other A is easier, like that. So one letter should go into another. They are like holding hands all the time. They are not separated. So same with E, A, E, and here we should start from the bottom, going up to the middle, going up in the middle, and we start with R. O, and we keep going. You see, let's write op. O, we make a second round, op. Again, O, going up, stop here. So you see this little hand is reaching out. Hand. Hi, I'm reaching my hands. So O, reaching hand, and the new letter starts like this. O, up, and here starts the P. Again, A, going to E, Ro, and P. And we continue with O here. Po, again, up. You see? R, and the R continues to T. So they should be supporting each other. All the letters go together. Let's try with the word notepad or little notebook. Блокнот. Here we have an interesting situation. So we start with B, B. But the next letter starts at the bottom. We don't start L in the middle. We start it at the bottom. Remember, it starts low here. L. So what do? To connect them, we write B, and we make a tiny hand at the bottom. And here we start. So you see, it would be a mistake to make it like that and go like this, as if this one is L. No, it doesn't work like that. We need to show, to demonstrate the beginning of this letter. B. And we make it a little bit here, and then we start from the bottom. L. And then O. Again, reaching out because Ka will start from the top. Chuk, chuk. And then we add N, O, T. Bloknot. So these connectors, they are very important. Or let's try with this New Year word like fir tree, yolka, Christmas tree. Yo. And again, you see they start at the bottom. I don't know if you'll be able to see it closer. Let's look closer. Yo and little holding. I actually should have done it in the beginning to write like that. Yolka. Yolka. Again, you. And here we have a little connector. Yolka. Let's move on. Here, interesting connection. You see, we have E. We start at the bottom, and we have another L. Il, lu, zi, ya. So several interesting situations here. So you see they're holding hands here, and they are doing it like that here. So these are things that are important to consider when you learn connections in cursive. I encourage you to order this book because this has a lot of stuff for you to practice, and also it does have all those elements in the beginning. So it is 150 pages. This is definitely useful. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much for learning with me. I truly appreciate all your support, and I hope you stay on my channel. Thank you, and пока-пока.